Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Toby, back again with another video. Thank you for tuning in to my previous videos. If you haven't yet, and a lot of you haven't, if you haven't, please subscribe. It's right below you. Also, check out my blog, longliveToby.com. But hey, let's get into it. So I actually got a haircut today. Well, not today, but in my previous videos, I was looking a little rough. So I got a little haircut, 30 bucks to chop off the sides. So if anybody knows any barbers in the Delaware area that can give me a little bit of a discount, let me know, because at this point, you pretty much just taking a little bit off the sides, a little bit off the back, and you're still charging me a full price haircut. That's ridiculous. So I wanted to get into something today that was weighing on my heart, and hopefully you guys love it. I have an article that's linked to this same post. It's going to be in the link below you, so please check that out. Let's go. I love you, man. I love you, bro. It's all love. All right, I can do this. I can do this. I love you. I love you. So I'm trying to practice saying I love you to a guy. Let's be mature here. We're all pretty grown, and when you love somebody, especially when it's a good friend of yours that you've had a lot of history with, you can tell that person I love you, male or female. And the reason why this is being brought up is I had something happen with a close friend of mine. This close friend of mine, he used to be my best friend. We grew up, we'd been friends since middle school. Now we're in our late 20s, and it was really difficult for me to express my love for him in this instance where he pretty much needed it. So he calls me up and we do the regular small talk, and he tells me, hey, I just broke up with my girl. So I like to joke around a lot, and that's typically how your African American guys, they relate to each other. You call your bro up, boy, you ugly as shit, boy, what's good? You know, you just rah-rah, you know. So he tells me he breaks up with his girl, and I quickly just start saying some jokes. Like, man, it's about time, bro. Like, we need to hit the streets. We need to get you a couple drinks. It's finna be a breeze, you feel me? You about to bounce back from this. And we laugh about it, and I just brush it under the carpet. So I'm thinking as a friend, I've done my job, and we can bounce on to the next thing. So I think, what did we talk about next? Maybe we talked about the latest thing in the NBA or what's going on with Usher. He crazy. But we switched the topic, and later down in the conversation, he goes, hey, you think you can accompany me to my testing site? So I'm thinking, I mean, maybe he wants to get tested because he about to hit these streets, you know. I'm thinking, hey, yeah, blood, I got you. We can go get tested. I'll go with you. You know, I understand. He says, no. I'm actually taking this certification test. He's in IT, and he's taking this exam that's going to allow him to make more money in his field. So he wanted me to accompany him to the testing site. I can't get into this building. He just wanted me to drop him off, I guess, for moral support. And as soon as he said this, I react the way I had been raised. And I say, boy, you about gay shit. Like, what am I going to do for you with this exam? Me taking you to this exam is not going to make you pass or fail this exam. I don't understand what the point is. Like, hey, snap out of it. Come on, man. So he continues to ask me, and I'm like, yo, are you really serious here? And he goes, yeah, I'm serious. And then it hits me. It's like, hey, this is a guy who, he's not telling me how hurt he is by his girlfriend dumping him, but I think he's pretty hurt. Why else would he be asking me to accompany him, to just drop him off at his testing site? If anything, his girl would be the one to do that, and he's lost his girl, so now he's relying on me. And for an instance there, I failed to see that. I was all about joking around and making fun of him for being gay, when, in all honesty, like, it seems like I'm the homophobe from actually relating that instance to being gay. So I was thinking to myself, when's the last time I actually told this guy I loved him and that, you know, I cared for him or I'm here for him? And it hit me that that doesn't happen too often. So how are a lot of African American guys raised? Me, myself, I'm Nigerian. I came up in a Nigerian household. My dad, I don't recall when my dad ever told me he loved me. And it's ridiculous because it's only until, let's say, you become a medical doctor or you bring home lots of money that your parents might, especially your father, that your father might consider telling you he loves you. So it's sort of how we've been raised, and even in things that we listen to. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and we were listening to this latest Meek Mill song, and he was talking about how he doesn't want to share his affection. He doesn't want to let anybody know. Like if he messes with a chick, like because the chick is like, hey, don't tell anybody. And that's kind of how we grew up. We listen to things where it's not cool for a guy to express himself. You always just have to hold it all together. And I'm not asking you to reach out to a random stranger and say, hey, I love you. But it starts at home. If you have a father that's living, if you have a brother that's living, if you have a close friend, there are plenty of times where they show their vulnerability to us. They might be going through situations where they feel like they can't talk to anybody, where they feel like nobody understands them. And a simple, yo, bro, I love you. I care for you. I'm here for you, would go a long way. So in this instance that I was talking to my friend, I realized that, hey, I need to tell him, I love you, I'm here for you. And I actually agreed to take him to his exam. Now he's gonna have to give me gas money, but outside of that, I'm his bro and I love him and I care for him. So another instance that reminded me of how backwards, I guess, my upbringing has been, I was listening to DJ Khaled's album, and it's a decent album. I know all you people only remember Wow Thoughts, but when you get past that song, you realize that it's really an ode to his son. Throughout that CD, that album, which he says was executive produced by his son, he professes his love for his son. You go on Instagram, Snapchat, he's always saying, hey, I love you, hey, I love you. And I think that goes a long way. We might think as men, that didn't affect me. But I am telling you, in relationships sometimes, when you're trying to interact with another person, when you're trying to interact with a woman, that comes out. When you can't express yourself to a woman simply because you grew up having to be this rock that is impenetrable, which, hey, it's good to be a support system, but sometimes that support system needs a support system, you know? So who do you actually talk to? So I am encouraging all men. Sometimes you know people that have been through thick and thin, whether it's family or friends, just reach out to them when they reach out to you and respond to them in a different way. And hey, I'm not gonna lie, it might come back on you like, yo, that's kind of gay. But when you really take a moment to sit back and think about how much you actually care about this person, what if this is the last opportunity you get to speak to them before they do something drastic? I've had friends who have drove drunk and got into really bad accidents. Now they have things that are on their records. I don't know what was going through their head at that moment, but I know that wasn't them. Now, could I have reached out to them and stopped them? Who knows? But if you're going to tell me that reaching out to somebody and telling them, hey, I care for you, I love you, I'm here for you, would actually impact somebody's life for the better, I'm willing to take that chance. And I think you should be willing to take that chance as well. So, take my advice, call somebody, Instagram them, snap them. Yeah, they probably going to be like, yo, you all right? And just let them know, yeah, I'm all right. Are you all right? And hopefully they say it back and we can have a kumbaya moment, you know. But if not, hey, you did your job and God will pay you back. So, peace. That's my message. All right.
That was good, babe.
I feel good. I felt like I wasn't nervous.